Hey, what's going on Instagram? And hello, Facebook. Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are having a lovely Friday. I know I was going to say I was coming on live in about 2 hours. I'm a little bit early because it just works better with my schedule. So, first of all, thank you guys, whoever's going to come on and watch this. I really, really appreciate you. And I've done something like this before where I share my journey and go 100% real and vulnerable with y'all. And I remember the first time I did this, I was so nervous and so scared. I had to hop off because I started crying. So let's hopefully this time I'll do better. Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Miko. If you already didn't know that, I am 23 years old and I will soon to be 24. Well, before I continue on, I just want to say that the reason why I am taking the time to do this is because I truly, truly feel at the bottom of my heart that my story, my journey is something that is going to resonate with a lot of people out there. And I've been trying to put this off for the longest time because I've been like super nervous. I didn't really want to share my story, but I just felt like I need to say it. I need to share. I need to touch those people out there who may be struggling with some of the same things that I was just struggling with personally not too long ago. So here I am. Back to the story. So I'm 23, soon to be 24 in a couple of weeks, and I'm from the Bay Area, California. So, for almost 2 decades of my life, I have been told this one promise, this one vision that I can't always have what I want in life. Like there was always this constant struggle between going after what I truly want to do or saving money. That was a constant struggle. And the only way to ever change that situation was to, go to school, get good grades and go to college and get a good job. That was the only solution or the promise that was really conditioned into me to believe for 2 decades of my life. And the crazy thing was it's not only a promise that was told to me, it's also the promise, the vision that my parents have lived their entire lifetime believing. As a matter of fact, I was born in Hong Kong. My family came from Hong Kong, and even before I was born, my parents were literally working the butts off every single day, saving every penny that they had just to prepare me and my sisters to come to America just so we can get a good education, live the American dream life. So that was also the promise that was in their mind. That's what they lived for. And I'm super, super grateful for them. I'm so happy and grateful that they worked the entire lifetime to really prepare me and my sisters for our future. And coming to America was not the easiest thing ever. I remember when I first came, I was only 9 years old. Kids in school weren't the nicest. They were they weren't super nice to us because we didn't speak any English. We looked different, we dressed different. And I remember me and my twin sisters, we were the only friends that we had for each other in school, all the way from elementary school to middle school. High school got better. And then I remember when teachers would call me to read something out from a textbook, I would literally shake at my desk. I still remember that feeling to this day. And I remember just always hate talking to people because I hated that feeling of rejection when I talk to them and they straight up ignore me because they didn't understand what I was saying. So that was but I just kept my head in the grind. I knew that I have to do well in school. I kept pushing and I did all that. I did super well. I got all A's from elementary school all the way to high school, graduated as number 2 in my class. And then that day, the big day came when the biggest accomplishment of my life, right? I got into UC Berkeley. Oh my goodness, like it was supposed to be that big, huge accomplishment in my life, but I didn't feel that fulfillment. I didn't feel that happiness when I got accepted. I was like, okay. I mean, I was just doing what I was told that I had to do. I know that my parents came here to, it's all for me and my sister. I have to do well in school. I was just doing everything that I knew I had to do, right? So went to Berkeley, 4 years, and I also want to say, I'm so happy and grateful that I had the opportunity to go to UC Berkeley, to go to college. I'm so grateful that I was able to study psychology, something that I truly enjoy. And I'm so grateful that I was able to start ballet while I was at Berkeley, as well as doing an internship in Ireland. So I'm super grateful for that. But, the 4 years at Berkeley, it was not the happiest time of my life. Being super real with you guys, in my freshman to sophomore year, actually got into a period of depression. Got to a point where I even started to question if I still wanted to live. I literally had a knife this close to my wrist, ready to cut it, and I was inches away from jumping off my dorm room's window. Guys, I'm being super real with you guys right now. The police had to come and they had to stop me. So I'm not saying I was always this happy. I also have been through some of life's challenges, and now looking back, I guess I kind of can understand why I was not happy. Why was I so depressed? Because now I realize I was literally, for my whole entire lifetime, I was living life according to what someone else told me I have to do. It was never actually by choice. It was not by design, by my own heart's desire. I was only going through the emotion. I was living life because that's what I've been told that I had to do. And after graduating, it's actually the best time of my life, because that's when I truly felt that I had the sense of freedom, that I could do whatever I want. But reality also came, after graduating, I was okay, now it's time to get a job, because that was the next logical adult responsible thing to do, right? And so, and also hopefully I can find a job that is going to be where I can use my degree, so I don't waste 4 years of my time at Berkeley, and something that hopefully that I do enjoy doing. So I did that. I started working as a behavioral therapist for kids with autism, because for one, that's related to psychology, and for two, I always knew that I like working with kids. So I was okay, that's a perfect combination. So I went for that, and pretty much to a couple months into that, I just feel I didn't really enjoy doing what I was doing. So back then, the next option for me, the next logical step again, was to just go back to the job hunt, hopefully find something that I would enjoy doing better. So I did that. I found another job. I was teaching preschool kids, because again, I thought that's what I wanted to do. And then a couple months into that, I was starting to feel so unfulfilled again. It was just at that time, I didn't really know exactly why I was not happy. Now I know, I have so much clarity. I know exactly why. But back then I didn't know. I didn't know I was not happy. And I just found myself going through life's motion on a literal cycle. I was going through day in, day out, doing the same thing, go to work, come home, and then eat, sleep, and then repeat. Literally, I was on a cycle that I didn't feel any sort of fulfillment or potential for growth, or truly living to my fullest potential in some way, So not only that, I was starting to struggle. Well, even the whole time, after coming out of college, I was always struggling financially. It's not I never worked my butts off. Even in college, I've always had multiple part-time jobs. I'm always working, always packing out my schedule to the max. So like, I felt like I was doing everything that I was supposed to do. I went to college, I got good grades, I got a job, I always on the grind. So like, why was I not making it? Like, why was I still struggling so much financially? Like literally living paycheck to paycheck. So not only was I really stuck on a spiritual, mental, emotional level, I was also stuck financially. Like I found myself in this hole and I didn't really see any lights at the end of the tunnel. I didn't see any like ways out of this hole because, like, okay, I went back to a job search because I didn't like that job, right? Because that's all I knew I could do. And literally scrolling through all the job options, nothing spoke to my heart. Nothing made me feel like, oh my goodness, I want to do this. Like it just looked like a job that I was going to go to again to clock in and clock out for a paycheck. Like nothing spoke to my heart. And so I just found myself super depressed. I didn't know what to do. Like just like continue to go to my job because I had to pay bills. I was living on my own away from home. And then the final blow came the day when the grace period for the student loans came to an end. So for some of you who probably know this, but like basically it's like the student loan interest before they start charging you interest. That's when you're supposed to pay it all off by then if you don't want to pay interest. Like that day came and I didn't have that much student loan debt. So I'm super grateful for that too. But, even then it wasn't that much. I didn't have the money to pay it off. And my parents, who have worked the entire lifetime, even when they came to America, working at like below minimum wage jobs, working their butts off, they had to be the one to help me pay it off, at least temporary. Like, when that happened, it broke my heart. Like everything's like kind of turned upside down for me. Like I didn't understand what was going on. Like, why did I do everything that I was told to do? I was supposed to have massive success after I graduate. Like, I mean, I know that as a psychology major that it's important for me to like continue to go to school, go to graduate school, get another degree. But I quickly come to realize that I don't want to spend another 4 years of my life, time, energy, and effort just to hope that maybe I'll get a job, maybe I'll make it out there, and graduate school is not cheap, so like I knew that that's not what I wanted to do. And I also quickly realized that like if I don't go into fields like engineering or computer science, software engineering, things like that, medical school, then I'm just not going to make it. Like that's what I quickly realized. Like I just have to decide to go down a path that I don't truly love and make good money, or just continue to struggle financially, living paycheck to paycheck, doing something that I enjoy doing. So, but that didn't make sense to me either. Like, why did I have to choose between doing something I enjoy or making good money? Why can I not have both, right? So, there was just so much questions, so much like feelings in my head. It's like something was just not working. So what else? Oh, and then another thing was like the true reality is like when I was on a job search, I was literally getting job offers that pay me $12 an hour as a UC Berkeley graduate. That's the reality, guys. Like I just want to say how much like we really have to face the fact that our economy is changing. Everything's changing nowadays. Like technology is replacing jobs by the day. Uber drivers are taking over taxis, the whole business, and we have apps where we can use the internet to order takeouts. Like everything, technology is taking over. So, and a degree is pretty much, it's not going to guarantee you a job or a really good job like it used to be back in the day. So, like when your whole life, something that you've been told to believe pretty much turns out to be a complete lie, an illusion, like that that's a wake-up call. I mean, like, I don't know how many of you graduates out there who are going through the same situation, like you have a degree but you're not finding any job. I know there's a lot of you out there. I know I'm not like the only one, but yeah, I just want to say, like, it's just this economy, you have to depend on yourself and not on like a company, a job to really secure your financial future. That's why I was extremely blessed and grateful when I came upon entrepreneurship and forex trading. That's when everything like became a possibility for me again. Like, you know, back then, before I discovered forex, before I discovered entrepreneurship, like my whole life was just going to be, you know, settle for the average life, settle for as long as you can make a living, right? I'm not thriving, I'm just surviving. Like, I would just be get a house, or, you know, a decent small house, and just like be happy for what you have. Like, never strive for like big, like beautiful, you know, big dreams, big goals. Like, I was never told that it's okay to dream big. Like, you know, it's just going to be a life of mediocrity. And yeah, and I'm just gonna do the same thing for my future babies, like future kids. They're gonna repeat the same path, like, you know. But when I discovered that there was another way that I can really build financial abundance for my family and people that I care about, the sky became the limit. Like, I see so much possibilities right now, and so much like opportunities for what my life could possibly be. I can see that I can have everything that I truly desire, because I, like, back then it was like literally a life of limitation. It's like, you know, I want to travel, I want to eat well, I want to go to this fancy restaurant, I want to taste good food. Like, it was never a possibility because I have to save money. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, now I realize, like, to live life is about having options, having the possibilities to do what we want to do whenever we want to do. Like, that's what life is all about. Like, who gets to decide that I'm going to live for just the good enough stuff? Why can't I go for the best? You know, why can I not have the best seats in a ballet performance? Like, I love going to ballet, but, you know, like, it's not cheap. The tickets are not cheap. But if, like, back in the days, I'll just be like, oh, I don't have money, so I guess I'll just sit all the way in the back where I have to, like, literally watch the show in binoculars. But, like, you know, I want to enjoy the best experiences of life. Like, I want my family to experience the best things in life, and every single one of those things requires money. Like, you know, if you guys don't realize that, then I don't know what to say. But yeah, it's just like, now everything is a possibility. Now I can leave behind a generational legacy that's going to change everything for my future generations. Like, I don't have to tell my kids that you just gotta work extremely hard just to have just a little bit, just to enjoy life, and then you die. Because that's exactly, like, that was the life that I was going down, because that's all my family knew, that's all I knew. But yeah, like, now there's such a bright light in my future. I'm just so excited. So, like, I just want to talk to whoever's out there right now who may be struggling with, you know, after you graduated, maybe you're at a job that pays well, that's fine. But I want to ask you, like, are you truly happy? Are you just going there just to clock in and clock out for the paycheck? I want you to ask yourself that question. Like, what are you doing? There's, like, so many opportunities out there. You are the only one who's stopping yourself. Because that's also what I did. You know, when I was exposed to Forex, when I was exposed to entrepreneurship, I always knew that there are people out there making insane amount of money on the internet, building businesses. I knew that. It's not something that I completely didn't know about, but it was something that I just automatically rejected. Like, it was a mental barrier, literally. Like, I just blocked it out. I was like, in my head, it was an automatic response. I was just like, okay, that's not for me. Like, that was never a possibility. And I did not for once I ever stop and ask why? Like, I never questioned my own thinking until the day when I finally asked myself this question: why not? Why not? Why can I not do it? Why am I so not capable compared to all these other people out there? Why am I less better than them? Like, there's not, I decided for myself that I was not capable. I decided for myself that the other options were not possible for me without even questioning why, until the day I asked myself, why not? And then everything changed for me. That's when everything changed. So you guys really have to be the one to truly be conscious about the thoughts that you think about, your belief system. It's like, ever since I opened myself up to this whole new row of possibilities, it's been a constant journey of unlearning limiting belief systems and relearning different ways of thinking. Does that make sense? Like, growing up, we've just been told so many like limitations, like you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't have this, you can't have that. So like, that's all the limiting beliefs that were built into us. So we really have to be consciously unlearn all of those things and relearn how everything is possible if we just like go for it and work for it. So yeah, I wanted to share that. So we got pretty deep. Yeah, like if any of you out there who may be struggling with like some of the struggles that I was just dealing with not too long ago, literally this whole transformation happened to me, I would say less than 2 years ago. So such a short amount of time, so much can change, especially if you guys are young right now. Like, I'm 23. You have the rest of your lifetime to come bounce back if things don't work out. Like, it's time now for you to go out there and risk it all. Like, I mean, I don't think it's risky to go give it all in to build something for myself and really like mastering skill sets that's going to really provide me with the abilities to build financial abundance for myself. I think it's more risky to spend 40 plus years of our lives doing something that we don't actually love. Just saying. But yeah, if any of you like want to talk to me, if you guys are like struggling with something in life, I'm always here to talk to you guys. Like, that's all I want to do. I want to help whoever's out there who's like just looking for a solution, looking for like answers. I just want you to know that I'm here for you. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys watch this to the end, because I think there was some valuable stuff on here. So hope you guys have a lovely weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon. Goodbye.